During the 2020 Challenge Cup, the Chicago Red Stars and the Houston Dash were unstoppable. Both teams featured women from various national teams. For Chicago Red Stars, it featured Julie Ertz, who started 6 games, logging every single minute with a passing rate of 75.6%. She had a tackle rate of 64%, do rate of 66.7%, and an average 45 passes per 90 minutes of play. Defender Casey Short had a tackle rate of 87.5%, do rate of 52.6% with 6 interceptions. For the Houston Dash, it featured prolific striker Shea Groom, who had 3 goals and 1 assist, which tied her teammate Rachel Daly. Groom and Daly had a passing rate of 63.6% and 65.8% respectively. Additionally, they had a tackle rate of 40% and 77.8% respectively. Chicago came into this game with a hot streak, winning 3 of the last 4 games against the Utah Royals, OL Reign, and Sky Blue FC. Obviously, the last game didn't go as planned as they lost to the Dash. The Dash came in with a 2-1 record on their last 3 games prior to the final. The Challenge Cup showcased really good coaching efforts by James Clarkson and Rory Dames. So, for this video, I wanted to see some of the coaching philosophies, the game plans by both coaches, and of course the delightful player matchups between Bianca St. George and Nichol Prince. Also, the dynamic play of Julie Ertz. Additionally, the wing play by both teams were exceptional. And finally, the excellent midfield play by Christy Moes. You could see the role Christy Moes would play in this game. In this sequence, you can see Christy Moes coming down, and also Vanessa DiBernardo of the Chicago Red Stars follow Moes as she comes back to potentially receive the ball. You will see later on how Moes takes advantage of this as the game progresses. This sequence here, about the 3rd minute of the first half. This is a throw-in opportunity, and on the ball is number 28, Kayla Sharples. The Northwestern product plays fullback for the Chicago Red Stars. I loved watching film on her during her days in Northwestern. Over here, she's going to make the throw in, and as you can see, the Houston Dash pretty much have a tight defense going on. Everyone is marked. Christy's marking Christy. Number 19 on the Houston Dash is marking number 10, Vanessa DiBernardo. And as you can see here, this sequence of play is going to lead up to the first goal for the Houston Dash. And I'll walk you through it real quick. So the throw is made. And then Caleb plays the ball in. Obviously, there's an interception made by the Houston Dash players. And once the interception gets made, obviously Houston is now on offense, and all the players on the Chicago Red Stars are turning into defensive players. And as you can see, the dynamic changes between number 19 on the Dash, Christy Moes, and number 10, Vanessa DiBernardo. And DiBernardo automatically becomes a defender. Once this happens, Vanessa leaves and goes to track the ball, which it should do, but definitely that play leaves Christy open. And Christy knows, and as an experienced player, she goes right into space. Now the ball is try to pass the ball to her. Obviously, Vanessa blocks that, and Christy is somewhat by herself now, and they recognize that, and they try to play this ball to Christy. Obviously, the defender there has 2 options: to clear the ball up or try to do a finesse pass to Christy, which she tries to do. Christy gets the ball, and as you can see, number 10, Vanessa, who generally would be on Christy, is obviously out of place because she tried to make the defensive stop earlier. So Christy is generally without a marker right now. She gets the ball back, and now to her right is Kayla, and Christy is so experienced here. Like, she knows that right now she's very close with the defender. And there's really no point trying to make a run right now because Kayla most likely would catch up to her and potentially disrupt the play. So she decides to kick this ball away. She makes the pass right over there. And now this is just pure chemistry. Those 2 players know themselves. They've probably done this 1,000 times on the practice pitch. and Christy knows she's gonna expect that ball back, and that's when you trust your players to your teammates. And Christy doesn't stop the run, and yeah, you're not beating Christy to the ball. Experienced player here, she goes right into the 18. A lot of times, young players will try to stop this ball and try to make a cross in, but Christy knows she has the advantage over here, so she goes right into. There are only two things that can happen. The keeper could come out and she's going to try and make a shot, or the defender is going to commit a foul. Commits right in there and causes the foul. Penalty kick, points. And all this started right from the top with Christy's intelligence on the ball, knowing how to get into space once they get the ball here. And that's how you run a efficient counter attack. And that was all thanks to Christy. Excellent play by her over here. And watch the speed. Passes the ball away and keeps running. And that's trust. Commits, goes right into the 18. Foul committed, points. Plays and philosophies that Coach Clarkson had, starting the offense from the back. As you can see here, the ball's played to the goalkeeper, and then it's a quick pass over to number 2, Chapman, who brings the ball up as a fullback. The ball's passed and then switched over to the right side of the pitch, and watch number 9, Hansen, make that run from the back. And unfortunately, nothing comes off from this play, but there you see the philosophy of using the defenders to help support the attack. With number 2, Chapman, bringing the ball up and making a pass, bringing it to the middle, and then a switch to Prince, and she notices the run in fullback, and then the ball's brought to the attack. And there we go. To use the speed he has on the wings, one of the quickest and skillful players he has is the Canadian international Prince. As the game progressed, it was tremendous delight as a fan to see Bianca St. George take on Prince throughout the championship game. Over here, you'd see a quick pass with Prince making a run, and she takes on the defender, and she's so fast and just has so much skill that she's able to beat pretty quickly. And throughout the game, I think Prince was one of the disruptors in the final third against the Chicago Red Stars. And also, this is the matchup I've been talking about between her and St. George. St. George is such a remarkable defender. And even here, where Prince goes inside and St. George is actually on the outside, she's able to recover so fast and catch up to Prince and play great defense. She is one of the best defenders in the game. Let's take a look at it. This is not easy to do at all against a very fast and speedy attacker like Prince. Races on, gets inside leverage, and kicks the ball out. Great play. Talk about the exceptional defense of Coach Clarkson, having brought in Oyster and Norton into the defense, and then playing in the center half positions. Right here, you see it leads up to one of the good defensive plays that I was able to find during the game. As you can see here, number 2, Watt, coming up with the ball on the counter attack, passes it to Hill, and Hill sends this ball in. And even prior to that, you can see how tight and how tight the defense is for the Houston Dash. Every single player up front is marked. You can see they're close together and they're communicating. And one thing you probably notice right before the ball comes up, pause right here, number 25, Norton, who actually plays on the inside. You can see the communication going on in between the both of them, and the direction is for her to take Hill on the right. That's number 5 for Chicago Red Stars. So that's the communication piece of it. Next in, the other players are all compact, and you see Christy Lewis coming in from the midfield to help out on defense as well. The ball gets moved up, still compact, tight. Everyone has their marks, and the ball is able to be played out. And you can also see number 14 there, Vasali also coming down to help. And there you go. Ball's not going anywhere. Tight defense, moving with the ball. And also Shea Groom coming from the top, coming out to help. And the ball's played out. Perfect defense. And that's goes a long way with Coach Clarkson and what he preaches in his teams and his philosophy as well. The Chicago Red Stars started using Julie to come up to the midfield to help with the attack. So she would come up towards the midfield and help pass the ball to the different attacking players. And the reason why I love Julie Ertz, her game is so spectacular. She is one of the best, if not the best, two-way players in the game. She can play any position on the field. And watch her here. The hard work, determination after she loses the ball to sprint all the way back. And here runs all the way back to the ball and causes a professional foul. She is so good. Any player that wants to play defense, watch Julie. She is the best. Play here by Julie. Ball is passed to her at the back. And she's able to bring the ball all the way to the front. The skill and ability to make that pass on the run as well. Just tremendous. And Julie coming up front usually sparks a good offense for the Chicago Red Stars. And she's able to make the critical passes that leads to an effective offense. While this didn't amount to anything, I just wanted to illustrate the value Julie brought to the team when creating offensive chances as well. Offense for the Chicago Red Stars starting from the back line with Julie Ertz. Plays, it's moved forward. And then watch the pass to McCaskill. McCaskill, she is an offensively minded player. McCaskill is a deadly striker. She loves to find her space between the back line and between the back line and cause some serious damage. However, in this part here, she gets the ball in the midfield, moves up. I would have loved to see a pass over here to Kayla Sharples on the right, number 28. She decides to take it forward, which is who she is, and she is a very deadly striker. Now, right there, right at the spot, she gets it. Make it look to the right and make that pass to the fullback, making the run on the right side, which would have been great. She decides to go forward, finds a good option either way on the wing, and this doesn't really amount to much, but so it was still a good play, a great play by her. She's so offensively minded. I love her game as well, and she's had a great Challenge Cup series over here. The second goal for the Houston Dash, and at this point, Chicago Red Stars have pretty much pushed everyone up front to help out with the offense. See Julie Ertz up, and this is just a pretty much good 1-2 from Daly and Groom, and here we go. Good night. Great skill. Nice finish. Game over. This was just a great all-around performance by the Houston Dash. Obviously, as you can see with the goal over here, great performance from the defensive line, fullbacks Chapman and Hansen, and also the center halves, Oyster and Norton as well. And I'll be remiss if I didn't mention the spectacular form of Daly and Groom, and also the speed of Prince. This was a great game by Coach Clarkson, and hats off to the Houston Dash for winning a championship. This will do it for my preview. If you have any request for me to take a look at any film or any player in college, please don't forget to subscribe and put your comments down there on which game you would like for me to do analysis or preview. Thank you so much. Have a good day.